Hey friend, my name's James. I'm one of the pastors here at Bayside. I want to say Happy New Year. Now I know what you're thinking, James, it's already late in the first month of the year, but you've got a new morning, you've got a new day, and you're still living in this new year. And with the new year, a lot of us are intentionally trying to grow in the area of our spiritual health. I love what we do here at Bayside. We do a spiritual growth card. We make these intentional decisions to be able to go on this journey of finding spiritual health this year. And one of those things is spending time with God. And I think it's an important thing that we pause and reflect on. You know, it's interesting to me that in our culture today, one of the things that we kind of buff it up against are these things that we would describe as religious. You know, we think there's religious things or scheduled things or sacraments or routines that we should put those off and just live free. Well, I want to go to this first half of Scripture. I want to go to the book of Daniel. I want to look at something that I think could alter your perspective. You ready for this? It says in Daniel chapter 9, verse 21, and this is Daniel speaking. It says, while I was still in prayer, Gabriel, the man I had seen earlier in the vision, came to me in swift flight about the time of evening sacrifice. And goes on in verse 22, says, he instructed me and said to me, Daniel, I have now come to give you insight and understanding. So we have Daniel. Maybe you are new to faith, but this is Daniel from Daniel in the Lion's Den. And Daniel says something interesting. It says, Gabriel came about the time of the evening sacrifice. Daniel, he's not in Jerusalem. He's in this foreign land with foreign people. And in this place, there is no temple. There's no smell of evening sacrifice. See, this was something that was done in the Old Testament. The Hebrew people did twice a day. And they did this to offer sacrifice or an outward demonstration of an inward conviction toward God. But Daniel knows the time of evening sacrifice. How does he know it? I think because it was routine. He knew the day and time in which he lived in, and he had held something dear. I don't know because we don't get the context of it, but I have to wonder if little boy Daniel saw his parents offer the evening sacrifice, and that stuck with him. And then he too offered an evening sacrifice, and he knew the routine. He knew what was missing in his day, and he knew what time to seek God's face. You're like, James, that's a lot of stuff. What does that have to do with me? I think there's something powerful about picking a place and picking a time. About you picking a place and picking a time. You do religious things every day. I'll prove it to you. There's something you do religiously every single day. You eat. Most of you do it at the same time. You maybe do it 3 times a day. Why? You're not doing it because you're bound by it, by this law to have to eat. It's a necessity. It's a desire, and it's fulfilled when you function through eating. What I want to tell you is I think that you have a spiritual hunger and that you need to pick a place and to pick a time to pray, to spend time with God, to allow him to pour into your heart. Otherwise, you're running around on empty. So I just want to challenge you real quick. In your picking time with God and in your spiritual growth, to do 2 things. Pick a place. Pick a place, same place every day. Pick a time, same time every day. So James, what if I miss the time? Great, you'll know that you missed it. You can make it up. Same way if you miss lunch at noon, you eat at 1, you're still gonna get it in, but you're gonna develop a routine to help you grow spiritually. We've done this in our house. We have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and my wife and I, each night, we're just doing something simple. We're talking about a character from the Bible, and then one person in the family gets to pray. We're doing it the same place, same time. Why? We want to help them understand something, that their faith is something they can own and one day they'll hand off. Let's recognize the day and time we live in, and let's be intentional about our spiritual growth. I look forward to talking to you again soon.